Welcome to Thursday, Secular Soapbox Day here on the Skeptic Haven Network. I'm your host, Mike Wiseman. As always, I'll be joined by my favorite co-host, Apostacie. Today's special guest is the man behind @JesusUnfollower, Kevin Crow. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and support the network on Patreon. Let's start the show.
Yay!
Show's on. Welcome to the show, Kevin.
Thanks.
Yes, hi Kevin.
Good to be here.
Man, you know, I like your color scheme there. I just now noticed you got that red and yellow. It's that warning. I like that. I
That's
like
right.
that. So tell us a little bit about what you do and what Jesus Unfollower is all about.
Yeah, so mainly
Stacey's mom says hi.
Yes,
Oh, hey.
she does. Yeah, right off the bat, you have a fan.
So I create content for ex-Christians and atheists. You know, I was a Christian for the majority of my life. I think like a lot of people in this space, a lot of content creators. Grew up Baptist. We went to church like semi-regularly, and but I got hardcore into church in like high school, and we started going to a Pentecostal church, and I got like really into it. That's when I technically got saved, I guess, around age 16, 17. I was carrying my Bible with me in senior year of high school, like a cool guy.
Oh yeah, I remember doing that.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes,
man.
Super fun.
with your binders.
Did you have this like the special Bible cover on it? Because I had a Bible sleeve that zipped up.
Oh, no.
It was all fancy.
I wasn't
Oh,
that
no.
cool. I wasn't that cool.
I
just
think
had,
my
like, tucked next to my algebra book, you know.
there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, my Bible was very worn, so it looked like I was very,
Oh,
very
Oh, wow.
spiritual. Oh yeah.
Just drag it behind the car for a little bit. It looks great.
Yeah.
I read it.
I would just crack mine open between classes, and
Mhm.
Oh man.
it's just so
Oh.
cringy to look back on now. you
Yeah.
know?
I know, right?
It's
Mhm.
embarrassing, you know?
I kind of got, I guess, like scared into salvation because the
Mm.
church that I was going to put on one of the Heaven's Gates, Hell's Flames
Oh,
plays. I don't know if
wow.
you guys know about those.
Yeah.
I've heard of them. Mhm.
And it's like basically your friends who go to church with you are up on stage acting in these skits and stuff, like, ha ha ha, we're drinking and having a great time. And now we're dead. And now we're
Oh
going
my
to hell.
gosh.
You know, and it's like demons come off the stage and drag them off. And it's like,
Oh my
I wish we would have
goodness.
gotten saved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
so-
wow.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I guess I better get right with Christ.
Mhm.
But that was sort of what really put me over the edge. And I was
Man.
really into it for a while.
Yeah. Holy
But then-
cow. Well, that'll do it.
Then I got married
Hmm.
young, as a lot of us do.
Yep.
And a few years later, I deconverted because a guy that I worked with, I would go walk around to relieve stress / try to get a little exercise during work. So I'd go walk around the building, on the outside of the building, and he was out there smoking. His name was Ron, and
Always.
he knew that I was
Always
a
a Ron.
Christian. There's always a Ron. It wasn't Ron White. Actually, his name.
Oh.
Well, never mind. He knew that I was a Christian, and he would sort of talk to me about it sometimes. And one day he like asked me why, and I told him. But then he said that he used to be one too, and that he was a preacher and stuff for a long time. And then he said that he went to college, and but the church that he was going to was like, you know, don't go to college. It's the devil poisoning your mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he went,
Get out of the bubble.
took a religions 101 class or whatever, basically, you know, and he said kind of like a light bulb went off for him when he thought about how in different parts of the world, like wherever you're born is typically what you're going to believe. And that's, I was like, holy crap, you know, he's right. It's not that simple. It's never that simple. And of course there are exceptions, but I was like, you know, if my parents weren't Christian, or if I wasn't born here, I would likely believe differently.
Yeah.
And so right then I was like, I don't believe this anymore. Like it didn't
Wow.
take
It's just the
long.
little things you don't think about, you know? It's just, you gotta get outside that bubble.
Yeah.
Holy
It didn't
cow.
take long. But then I was like indifferent about religion for years. I didn't really care. I didn't believe, but whatever. But then a few years ago, I dated somebody who was a Seventh-day Adventist. Like a friend of mine hooked us up. Like we got along great and everything. And she knew I was an atheist in the beginning. I knew she was religious. We both foolishly thought, hey, we can get past that.
Great.
I think she thought I would eventually convert. And, eventually it was just like these futures don't really line up. She's going to want to have kids and raise them in church. And no, especially with it being Seventh-day Adventist. I mean, I'm supposed to go to church on Saturday or watch college football. I mean, that's so.
Haven't seen you in a minute, Melody Joy says.
Oh yeah, I've been sort of MIA these days, but then that's sort of kind of what drove me into not being an angry atheist, but like being like wanting to sort of vent about religion a little bit. And so I created my Instagram account and I started making memes and stuff, and it sort of grew into a lot more than that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, it's glad you got out of the bubble. Glad you finally,
Yeah, me too.
So how old were you when you finally
I was 26.
exited?
26.
Oh.
Yeah.
Holy
I had
cow,
stopped
man.
going to church for probably a year or so by that time. It just kind of worked out that way because like the church I was going to, there was a church split because there's always church splits.
Always.
And
Always.
and where they went, like I didn't follow. And so it's like, I just stopped going. And so it sort of worked out. But then I just, kept going down that path and eventually just stopped believing completely. But
was there anything particular? Oh, sorry. Was there
any get to those points where it's like you talk to God, even though you don't really believe anymore, and you're like, if you're there, I've spent this many years, believing that you're real. If you're there, let me know. Tell me something. But eventually you can't reconcile that anymore.
No, he never shows up to your birthday party. No matter how many
you realize
times
you were just listening to your own thoughts the whole time. The
Weird,
call was
right?
coming from inside the house. Yeah.
I came up with that idea, not this ghost.
Yeah,
Weird.
Exactly.
So the hell part, you were in it for a while. And you said that hell part scared you into it. Was that one of the things that was hard to get rid of and hard to let go?
I think it's like, I think that's why a lot of people stay still. Yeah. I think fear is a great motivator. I think that fear keeps people from really chiseling away and starting to question and stuff.
Yeah.
But it didn't hold me for too long. I think once I realized there are other hells in other religions, like why would this one be true and them not be real? Like once I started kind of thinking about that, I'm like, I think it's all just BS.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you figured it out.
Yeah.
I guess unless the joke's on me,
Right? Yeah, and Christian God's real. We're all fucked.
Yeah. Could be joke on me.
So Stacy has a favorite content of yours, Stacy.
Yes.
She likes to talk about it.
I mention it all the time. I was telling you backstage, but yeah, one of your YouTube, well, you're mostly on TikTok and Instagram. Like that's how I found you. But you do have a YouTube channel. So one of my favorite videos is a reaction video that you did. So if anyone's watching and they want to go have a really good laugh, there was some pastor or worship leaders kind of did his own improv prophetic worship that he was singing. And he was having this like vision of kind of, taking on Satan or something and kind of taking him down with a sword and cutting off the head and he was holding up, I think he was holding up a head or something and
decapitating his enemies.
Thank you. Man. Yes. Decapitating the enemies. And you give a whole, I don't know. I belly laughed to that so hard. And I watched it as I was driving on a road trip by myself. But I was listening to it on there you go. Yeah. So go to your YouTube page. But I was driving as I listened to it because you don't really need to watch it. But then afterwards, people must have thought I was crazy because I probably had tears rolling down my face, and it was really, really well done. So on top of your really great Instagram and TikTok content, this is an amazing video. Everyone needs to go watch it. And
I feel like it's low hanging fruit sometimes.
but it's so good.
I'm like, is it too low hanging fruit? They give you these gifts on a silver platter of like, please make fun of this.
Yes, it's like, how is he?
God is good.
Yeah.
I guess you can sprinkle in a good mix of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know. And some of the other content that you do, like, it's just, in your Instagram stories, I love how you will just reply to just comments that people will give you on your content. So, I mean, you put up with a lot of really crazy comments. How do you deal with that? And how do you?
A lot of sarcasm.
Yes.
A lot of sarcasm. And like,
yeah.
I'm petty. I'm not afraid to say I'm petty. I love like snapping back.
I feel like that's why I like you.
Yeah. We're supposed to let them steamroll us. They're the ones who are supposed to turn the other cheek, not me.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like to get snippy. I like to be petty. They're like, if you don't care, why are you responding so much? I'm like,
I love
my
that
page.
Yeah. It's
I want to respond. You don't get the last word. I will literally like reply to somebody until the cows come home because I get the last word. It's my channel.
I like that.
Who do you think you are? I am. You get that reference. I like you.
Honestly think like that's why I can be a little petty at times, and I think that's why I just was like, oh my gosh, whoever this is, because I didn't really know who you were. I'm like, I have to follow him. He's so good. He's just he's my people. So that's what my mom said. Keven is my people in her comment on the chat.
Thanks, Mom.
Yes. So I didn't even see that. So but like, how do you come up with some of the really good little content that you have? Like, I don't know. You have such good ones.
Yeah, either I'll see something that somebody else stitched and I'm like, oh, I can stitch this in this way, or obviously trending sounds or whatever. Just try to think of how you can put a spin on it. My favorite comment that people say is like, you created a whole account for this? Yeah. Like I have to like work in a lab and come up with this elaborate, like concoct this account.
Yes.
It took me 85 years to make this. I clicked 2 buttons,
Yeah.
But
like no one's
it's just funny. Like the channels, everybody's account sort of has a thing.
Yeah.
Whatever whatever it is, people have a thing they do on whatever platform they're on.
It's true.
It's just silly to be like, you make it all about, or you care, you sure do talk a lot about something you don't believe in.
Yeah.
I'm like, or talk about something that's not real. Like, well, religion is obviously real. Whether or not I believe that God is, religion is real.
Their beliefs are real, whether their beliefs are real or not. Their beliefs are real in their head to them, right? There's something in there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, those beliefs exist. Those beliefs.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah,
can hurt people for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Those beliefs can like tear up families. That happens.
That's what Jesus wants, anyways. Though.
We're just supposed to sweep everything under the rug,
Whenever I see a meeting of 2 streamers I already followed, both already before, it feels like getting a pair in a matching game. That's pretty funny.
What's up, Theo? I haven't seen you in a while. I used to go live on YouTube a lot. I haven't done that in quite a while.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow, that's fun.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite video you do or have on that TikTok or YouTube? Whatever those are called?
Well, sometimes I like to do satirical videos or like act like I'm a Christian. Those are fun to do.
Oh, yes.
Like just say the most outlandish thing because you're going to get a ton of engagement on those. Like,
tell
you what, Jesus is going to come back any day. Like just make those kind of videos. Like I dreamt last night I have a TikTok that has over 1 million views of me saying that God spoke to me and told me that Trump's going to get reelected.
Wow.
And like,
Wow.
there's like 15,000 comments. It's crazy.
Oh
But those
my
are fun. But also you'll get 5,000 like Trump supporters who follow you overnight because they think you're serious.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's like, you know,
Yeah.
you mix the
Then
good
they're
with
in
the bad.
a big
Yeah.
surprise.
That's
But
always
those
fun.
are
I get a
really
lot
fun
of
to
that
me.
because the Bible says what, so I get a lot of Bible believers. Oh, the Bible, and they'll start following me. Like, oh, real quick, I see it unfollow or block immediately. They don't like it.
They don't get the inflection on the Bible says what?
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
The Bible says what? Let me
With
tell you.
the atheist A in there,
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Awesome sauce.
Yeah.
So, do you have any future projects? You're gonna bring back the TikTok more, YouTube videos live?
Definitely going to fire the podcast back up, which normally it's just like a solo podcast I do.
Mhm.
Like I used to do kind of bite-sized episodes on that. So I'm going to bring that back. Definitely going to bring my YouTube videos back. I'll probably do some more of those reactions because those are fun to do.
Yeah.
Just kind of having some fun with it. So,
Hmm.
and TikTok and Instagram are always a staple. It's hard to
Yeah.
be consistent sometimes, but
Yeah,
I plan on getting back in the YouTube game for sure because I love YouTube. It's a great
It's a lot of
platform.
it is.
It
It's a lot of
is.
fun.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
It's worth
good.
it though. We need more atheist voices out there, 100%. And like I said, articulate atheist voices. So thank you for that.
Yes. If there's one thing we don't have enough of, it's straight white men
Right.
in their late 30s talking
Oh,
to the camera.
I don't fit in that category. We're good.
Oh.
It's fun. I have fun with it.
So you get a lot of like crazy comments from Christians, but do you get a lot of people who are message you that say, hey, like, thank you for what you do because I really needed to hear this, or you understand where I'm coming from? Do you get a lot of
Therapeutic.
people? Yeah.
It's really the only reason I still do it. It's like the only
Yes.
reason that it's like the fuel that keeps you going. I'm sure
Yeah,
you guys
exactly.
get those comments too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's like
Oh,
one comment like that
Hmm.
like X's out 1,000 comments from idiots,
Yeah.
saying whatever.
Hmm.
Like those messages and comments mean everything.
Of
Because
course.
Mhm.
in 2009, if you can remember back that far, it's like
Uh,
there was not much when it came. Like I deconverted then. I didn't have any
Wow.
community. Like I
wow,
felt
yeah.
super alone. All my
Mhm.
friends were Christians. All my family's Christians.
Mhm.
Like my coworkers, except for Ron, were Christians.
job, Ron.
You know?
Ron.
Shout out Ron.
Yeah.
But super alone, scared to talk to anybody about it.
Mm.
And now there's like this community, and like it's awesome that people don't have to go through that feeling of not having anybody to talk to about it.
Right.
That's true.
People
true.
talk bad about social media a lot, but there's so much good that comes out of it. Like being able to look things up, being able to learn things, being able to find your people. Like
Hmm.
the good outweighs the bad most of the time, I think.
Yeah.
Was there anything that started your deconversion or a series of things that did it? I know you had mentioned Ron, obviously.
Ron.
Yeah.
It was a
I
difficult.
owe it all to Ron. The first time I ever even thought that like anything about God, like maybe not being real, was 7th grade. I had a friend named Justin who
Ron and
was
Justin.
an atheist. He was an atheist. And we were sitting on the bleachers at the track at school, and he said, Noah's Ark couldn't possibly have happened. There's no way that could have happened. And like that was the first crack in the armor. I was like,
Mhm.
that doesn't make any sense. You're right. But just that overwhelming indoctrination of what you were told and what you believed your whole life. It's like, no, that couldn't. I mean, God's real. Of course, God's real.
God
So you
can do
just brush that off.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I always believed until really that conversation with Ron. Maybe there was some doubt in there somewhere,
Mhm.
but like that really was the snowball that started the avalanche, was that conversation with him. And I remember the first time I ever said out loud, I don't believe in God. I was like standing on my front porch by myself, and I said it out loud. and it was kind of terrifying.
Where's the
And,
lightning?
'cause, yeah, 'cause you're thinking, it's as crazy as it is, and you're thinking God is listening to you say that,
Yeah.
you know. But it's like, okay, I don't believe in him, but at the same time, I also think he's hearing me say this out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really it. I mean, it was mainly just thinking that if my parents believed differently, so would I. If I was born in a different part of the world, I would believe something totally different. And you know, luckily I was born in the right country, so I believe the right thing. That's what people think, right?
Yeah.
So sad. It's so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe they believe that. Thank God I have the right God, you know.
I
But,
used to
like,
think that too.
Yeah.
those exact thoughts. Like, I'm so glad I was born here so that I was
Right?
raised with the right God.
Good thing
Which-
Jesus was American.
Yeah. And yeah.
He's coming back on a Harley Davidson. I can't wait for the day.
Driving a Mack truck and a Harley Davidson at the same time. It's like we did the calf and the coal at the same time too. Massive.
Oh my goodness.
Did you have the fear of hell and such deconstruction? And how did it change your worldview on things?
I didn't have fear of hell for too long after I deconverted. It didn't last for too long, but I'm probably in the minority where I deconstructed my faith before I deconstructed politics and things. You hear a lot about people going the other way,
Right.
where they start becoming more liberal or whatever, and then eventually the beliefs unravel religion-wise. Mine was the opposite. I stopped believing in God, but I voted for Trump in 2016. Like, it's
oh wow.
my like politics and whatever. Like, I'm not saying I'm right, but my politics like evolved much later. Which is crazy. I think most people are the other way around, you know.
It's a bold statement, sir.
Indoctrination is more than more than just
100%.
religion, 100%. You know.
Absolutely.
You can be indoctrinated with politics too, and I was strongly.
Yeah.
I
voted for Bush. I'll say it. I voted for Bush once. I didn't know any better. You know, I was again Republican. I was born Republican. That's what I was going to be. I was just Republican. Oh wait, I could be something else. Oh shit.
Yeah.
You know, and then just kind of go from there. How did the family take it? How did your family take your?
They didn't know that I did. I mean, they probably had their suspicions, I'm assuming, but they didn't know until 2019 that I didn't believe. Like, that was the first time I actually
10
told them.
years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they were like, why did you and your girlfriend break up? You know, the Seventh-day Adventists. I'm like, well, our beliefs were different. And sort of, I still didn't use the word atheist though, because it has so many connotations with it, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Were you
like,
scared?
oh, you have a temple in your house to Satan? It's like, you know,
2 of them actually.
Did you say atheist? Like, did you know you were an atheist, or were you afraid to say it to yourself?
Yeah,
or were you afraid to say it to them?
I've embraced the atheist title for quite a long time.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
But I just wanted to soften the blow for them, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I get it.
My mom looked pretty sad. Luckily, I have parents who are still very loving. Like, they love me unconditionally. Maybe they're disappointed in my beliefs or whatever, but like, they still love me. So, but it was, I was like, I don't believe in God. And my mom was sad. It's sad knowing that you have
Get the gun, Roger.
A parent. Exactly. He what? Lock the door. You know. It's sad knowing that you have a parent who like prays for your soul every night because they think you're going to hell. You know. What I mean?
Well, it's sad. Thinking that they have that sort of weighing on them.
Yes.
For the rest of their life.
Exactly.
Like, that's what's hard. Yeah.
Like, they think I'm not seeing straight, so that they have to carry that burden.
Exactly. Yeah, that's hard.
You just hope they don't blame themselves.
Yeah.
I didn't pray hard enough.
Exactly. It's like, where did I steer him wrong, kind of thing. It's like, no, I just stopped believing. That's all.
Yeah. Wow.
It was those damn Ninja Turtles. That's what it was.
Oh, damn, I love the Ninja Turtles, man.
Satanic. Talking turtles.
I loved them. I had all the action figures. I had the turtle van, the pizza thrower.
Oh, I loved it. Oh,
I had
my
them
God.
all, dude.
Yeah,
All-
it says
all of them.
specifically on the pizza thrower, do not shoot at pets or people. Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, right.
Everybody was damn. Everybody.
Everybody breaks the first rule of
Oh,
pizza.
I loved
Of the
that.
pizza
It
thrower.
was so much fun. I did buy all of the DVDs of the original. I'm still working through it. It's so much fun.
Nice. Love it, man.
Oh, turtles. Well, that we went off on a tangent there. So
Hey,
you did talk about
my
those.
middle name.
Oh, here we go. Dragons and Genesis.
what's up?
He's
Hit the
He's
like
right.
button, or Keven will start following Jesus again. Holy shit! Don't do it. Hit the like button.
right.
Hit the like.
You know, that's the reason
Thanks,
I picked
Jason.
the name Jesus on Follower, because
Yes.
so many Christians, you know,
Mm.
if you look at their bio, it says
Mhm.
Jesus follower. Jesus.
And
Yes.
that's
Jesus
when I
follower.
click
That's
it
just
and I say follow.
it's just all it's all in the vernacular, you know, Jesus
Mhm.
follower. You see it
Yeah.
all the time. And I was
Mhm.
like, it just clicked one day. I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
you know,
You're
that used to be
Jesus
me, but then I
unfollower.
left, so it makes sense.
Satan gave
Yeah.
you that idea, right?
It was
that idea
straight
came
from the
Satan.
pits of hell. That's where I get all my best ideas.
Only when you're eating babies, because then that's when the true connection.
Exactly.
Ultimate atheist.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So you were talking about productions that play at your church. Did your churches ever put any more plays or anything like that? Did you get involved in any of that?
Oh man, I used to be
Yeah, I
involved
knew it. I
with the
could
drama
sense it.
team. I played a Roman soldier one time, whipping
Oh,
Jesus
wow.
down the main street in our town.
Nice.
Well,
I
that's
flip-
what did it.
Yeah. then I flipped the script
Satan
and I
worked through that.
played Jesus a time or two.
Yeah.
In things like
Yeah.
memories. We did
Yeah.
the interpretive dances or whatever you
Mm.
call them
Oh,
to
yeah.
Michael W. Smith or
Same
whatever.
Oh
here.
my
Oh, that guy. Eric, what was it? Eric Curtis Chapman or something like
Stephen Curtis
There
Chapman.
it is. Yeah. Yeah, that guy. Oh,
Was
man,
he the
that's
one
so
that
funny.
did? I'm living the next 5 minutes. Like these are my last 5
This is-
minutes. You remember,
I
Oh, yeah.
seriously-
You're later around here somewhere.
you remember that song?
No.
No, but I love when you just start randomly singing your songs because then they end up getting stuck in my head.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
I'm living
do-
the
do
next
Michael W.
5
Smith
minutes.
now. Do that one.
I got nothing.
Oh, come
No.
on. It's really open.
Were you ever actually? I wanted to know because were you ever on the worship team at church?
Oh.
Yeah. Like,
I thought so.
Did you
'Cause-
play the drums?
nope.
Oh,
I slapped,
Check that
slapped
box
the bass.
off.
okay.
Oh, close
bass.
enough. That's close enough.
I had a feeling you were on the worship team. I just
Bass
did.
and backup vocals. Yeah.
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 Oh, the,
Yeah.
is that you?
Yeah.
That's me. Exactly.
Jesus. Apostacie is proud of you. Also, we
That's
have
my
we do have a
girlfriend.
comment from Stacy's mom here.
Aw.
Oh, well, that's even
Yeah.
that's more.
Well, welcome,
of course.
Apostate Kate. I like your name.
Stacy's mom does have another comment here.
Oh, yes,
Not to flatter you even more, but go ahead,
Yes,
Stacy.
I
I'll let you
can.
read that one.
I can't start or I can't put it on the screen. My thing doesn't work,
can't
but it
either.
says, there we
There
go.
we go.
Kevin,
Wes.
in all seriousness, you've made me laugh at times when I was having really bad days. Thank you. So,
See, those are the
Thank
messages
you.
right there. Those are the ones.
yeah, she
See?
means it. 'cause, yeah,
Now you can't give
we're,
up.
we're
you.
together
Thank
all
you.
the time, and yeah, no, it's
Stacy's mom has got it going on. I'm sure you never heard
It's
that
true.
before.
Never
Well,
heard that before.
Have you seen her little
Never.
picture? She's really cute.
Thank you
Yeah.
for that. That was really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Did you
So-
become more liberal with minority groups? Sorry, Stacy.
No, it's okay. You can read it.
I'm not sure exactly what
Did you?
that question
I
means,
don't know.
really.
Wes, can you elaborate? We'll come back with that one.
I became
so the
more
productions-
empathetic, I guess. I became
Oh,
more
there you go.
empathetic, more compassionate. Yes, definitely more
I think that's what he
empathetic
meant.
toward minorities. Yeah, like understanding white privilege, all that stuff. Yes,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
that was what took me longer to deconstruct than anything
Right.
else, was like understanding that kind of stuff. Because like my whole
Mhm.
life, it was like,
Yeah.
if there's white privilege, I sure haven't seen it, kind of stuff. You know?
Right.
Wow.
And
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
And
I've definitely become more progressive, more
Mm.
empathetic, I think, over the past several years.
not going to vote.
Yeah.
For
So I think
Trump
that's probably
again.
where he was going with that question.
Yeah,
I
and
don't know for sure.
he also said in the chat LGBTQ plus mostly that too, and racism. But I'm assuming.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think I
Good
felt
question.
like for me, like coming out of like religion, that was a very freeing thing to just being able to embrace completely, just having that, being able to be even more empathetic and just being like, oh my gosh, why are Christians so just closed
Yeah.
off? And like, I felt that empathy inside, but you couldn't really vocalize it, or
It was different.
you had such a tug internally, like, you know, because obviously there's people that were in my life that I loved and stuff, but it was always like, especially going to the church that I went to, the pastor regularly said things from the pulpit that were so terrible. So it was like when I was gone, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can just love and accept and just be like, there's nothing wrong with this.
Yeah.
So
You're looking at everything through a God lens, you know?
yeah.
And
Carmen.
once you stop.
Yeah.
Carmen.
That whole
Oh,
scene,
yeah.
I can never forget that on the stage. The
Oh,
pastor was up there fighting the devil. I was like, this is the coolest thing. I was like 5, you know. Oh, I'll never
Yeah.
forget that. Carmen.
Carmen
Oh,
was
my
like,
God.
I can actually hear the music in my head right now. Dun,
You see his
dun,
face?
dun, dun, dun.
Oh man,
I
there
liked
it is.
Carmen,
Oh,
except for some of his scary stuff that literally scarred me. Like
oh.
I can't watch Revival in the Land or Witch's Invitation, even to this day.
Frank
So-
Peretti.
Oh, I
That is
read
the
his
name
book.
I've been trying to think of for months.
This Present Darkness.
Yes.
Frank E. Peretti.
I read all of his kids' book when I was a kid. They're like Indiana Jones, but with Jesus. Did you ever read those? Oh man, it was terrible. It was terrible. Oh, the Bible Adventures cartoons. You guys ever see those?
Does Jesus
The
have like a
Mowgli?
cat of 9 tails?
I don't know if I saw those, but
Oh, those are fun things. Fun.
actually we were
Luckily,
going
I was
through-
able to avoid Carmen. Like I never really.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, because you
guess-
didn't become Pentecostal till you were a teen.
Right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that would have been like the late or
So
oh, yeah, well.
I avoided some of
Yeah.
that stuff.
so
Uh-huh.
yeah, I was Pentecostal in the 80s.
Mhm.
So that he was all the rage.
Yeah. I wasn't
Yeah.
Pentecostal until like 99, 2000 ish.
Okay. Then yeah,
Yeah.
he was sort of like phasing out.
DC
You-
Talk.
Oh yeah.
Now
There we
who's
go.
doing it? Now who's doing the real thing?
Oh my God. So corny.
Good stuff.
Oh,
Jesus freak. Good stuff. What was that? Well,
Oh,
I want everyone in the room. Oh, I missed that one. Sorry.
Oh,
what happened there?
I want everyone in the room to see but the
the panel of
atheists-
atheists have dodged. What would we dodge?
What did we do? I'm sorry.
Obfuscated on my chair is a question. I am having a tough time reading. I don't have
Sorry,
my
Doctor.
glasses. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Can somebody pass a thesaurus?
Yeah. That's I believe that's Dr. Josh Bowen, right?
Carmen was amazing.
Yeah.
You sure was, Jason.
Sorry.
Wonder what he's doing now. Is
Good
he still
question
alive?
again.
Holy
Where
cow.
in the world is Carmen?
No.
Right?
I think he died.
Oh, he died?
hmm
Oh,
I guess that answers that.
yeah.
Yeah, I think he died of cancer.
Oh, I didn't
Kind
know
of
that.
always reminded me of the Spider-Man cartoon, the Oswalds. They always had the weird hair, that red hair that was that curly. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. It's always weird. Always reminded me of him. Way off topic. But anyways,
Yes.
favorite Bible story. Do you have one?
Ooh.
I'm quite fond of the one where God like calls the bears out of the woods to maul
Yeah.
the 42 boys.
Fucking
think that's a
kids,
good
you better
one.
listen.
Well-
I'm gonna call some bears down on you. That's a good threat. That's a good one.
But these kids are calling me bald. I mean, why not send bears to destroy them? You know,
I mean,
it's just common sense.
it's the ethical
Did
thing
you-
to do.
Did you know that story when you were in the church?
Good question.
No,
Because I didn't know that
Me neither.
until I left.
same
That's
here.
not one that. Yeah. Okay. Thank
I was
you.
very familiar with New Testament.
Yeah.
Old
Yes.
Testament, I was, I had read a lot of it, but not
other
all of
other
it.
than like Garden of
Hmm.
Eden, Noah's
That's
Ark,
fun.
Right.
Daniel in the Lion's Den, like the
Yeah, so
real
that was
like
news to me too.
cartoony. But that one I had just found out when I left. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
That's in there.
yeah,
I know.
The Bible says what?
yeah, yeah.
So when you were Christian back in the day, do you have a most embarrassing Christian moment where you're proselytizing in front of giant groups or something like that?
Oh man, I can tell you my most embarrassing
Please
Christian
do.
moment.
Oh, this is good. This is good.
There was a guest evangelist who came to our church, hailed from the great state of Kentucky, and he was this loud, this big boisterous fella, and he was, you know how they do the altar calls at churches where they're like,
Never heard of it.
first they'll be like specific,
Yeah, right.
and like a few people go up there, and then they get more general, so more people come up, and then they're like, if you've ever had anything bad happen to you ever, get up here, you know. So then
you stub your
everybody in the
toe?
church is up there. Yeah, exactly. If you've ever attended church, you know. So
Did you park your car here?
so everybody's up there, right? And this guy, he's going around to all the different people, like talking to us, telling what God is telling him about us, like God's told me this about you. My friend was over here, clean, never smoked, and he's like, God is going to deliver you from that nicotine. This dude never smoked ever, you know. And then he gets to me and he's like, son, what do you want to do with your life or something? And I was like, I want to tell more people about Jesus. And he's like, stick out your tongue.
Okay.
And I was like, sorry, what did you say, sir? I stick my tongue out. He grabs my tongue with his fingers and he makes me repeat after him into the mic. He holds the microphone up to my mouth and he says,
wow.
say, I will not be ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And there I am. I will not be ashamed. And into the microphone in front of the whole church. So that's probably my most embarrassing moment.
God.
I
That's
also
a good
remember
one.
going to going to the outlet mall as a youth group and like witnessing to people, and you're going up to you're 16, 17 years old, going up to these people who are 40 outside of a Tommy Hilfiger smoking a cigarette, and you're like, sir, have you heard the good news? You know. And they're like, this guy's like, what are you talking about? Like, this guy's lived a whole life. He's got kids. He's been through hell probably. And here I am, like, never had a job. Hey, let me tell you everything you don't know. Just so stupid. So embarrassing looking back on that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But that's what we used to do.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe he held your
Really
tongue.
Yeah, sure did. I still taste his fingers.
I know.
To this day.
I was going to say.
That's gross, man. That's gross.
That's so gross. And you must have felt
I can't believe you just said that. What did his fingers taste like?
No,
don't tell me.
I Listerine really well.
Listerine.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's quite a story, man.
Yeah. It's not traumatizing at all. You know?
Some guy holds your tongue.
I definitely don't think about it on a weekly basis.
Oh my God, man.
Oh my gosh. Well, I could see I could see some of the people that came to our church doing something like that. Like, we had some weird people.
Your mom says that she's seen the tongue thing happen to somebody.
What?
She has?
Sausages.
I've literally seen. I wonder. Do you remember the name of that guy or no?
Oh, I remember his name. Should I say it?
Yes.
Oh,
his name is Cleddy Keith.
Oh, for a second, I thought you were going to.
Do you know this guy?
No,
but I'm gonna try and get him on my show.
His name started with a club.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh my gosh. Okay.
After that, anytime he came to the church, I did not go.
No kidding.
Wow.
They were like, Cleddy's coming back. I'm like, cool, I'll be at home. I definitely did not attend.
No
any
way.
more of those.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
pretty bizarre.
So in like 99, 2000, there was a lot of weird stuff going on in the Pentecostal churches, at least at my church. Do you have any other weird stories?
Did your church worship the Brownsville revival? Like, did they talk about that all the time?
I remember that. Like, we had a lot of stuff coming from like the Toronto Blessing church, and like we had like gold dust and gold teeth, and
oh wow,
like people barking like dogs and like
You know,
all that weird stuff. Like, did you
chickens.
ever? Yeah,
We-
like chickens.
I went to a church in Kentucky one time. It was not Cleddy's. It was a different one.
Okay.
And there was somebody down there in the altar getting prayed for, and everybody was starting to like exclaim that a limb was growing. Like this person was like,
I remember stuff like that.
one arm is shorter than the other,
Yes.
or whatever, you know.
Constant.
And so, and then all of a sudden it starts creeping up. It's like, dude, he's just moving his hand,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But
That's
like
their
that.
proof. What is the Bible? Oh, wow.
That's,
What is that Bible? What is that?
I'll tell you what it is.
I
It's
don't know.
God's word.
Oh,
Yeah.
there it is. Yeah.
That's letting the Holy
Our-
Spirit
The
move.
infallible,
There it is.
inalterable, almighty word of God.
Yeah. That's
Powerful
when
tool.
You flow in the river.
Oh,
Do you remember? Did we ever talk about that?
God.
Yeah.
The worst is like the armor of God. I just think back on it all the time. The armor of God. You had the
Yeah.
actual, when I was a kid, you had the outfit, but in the Bible, it's just pretend. It's the adults are in the
A
sanctuary putting on
literal
pretend
breastplate of
armor.
righteousness. Yeah.
Let's play pretend. I mean, come on. It's so embarrassing. Oh,
And
man.
then there's one episode of Bible Man where he puts on the armor of God.
Bible, man.
Suit up. The breastplate of righteousness. You know, it's so corny.
It's so sad. It's so sad to think about.
Very sad.
Oh, back in the day when we used to do
Yeah.
silly things.
The good back when we thought we knew everything, and then
Well, we still do.
yeah, we still do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. Very much so.
That's
Yeah.
what's funny to me is when people call atheists arrogant, and I'm like,
Mm.
I don't. Is it me or you that's claiming to talk on a daily basis to the creator of the universe? It ain't
Yeah.
me, you know.
No, he's waiting for you though. You just gotta go talk to him. He's just waiting.
I'm not saying things with certainty. Like they're
Mhm.
on that side. Of course, there are some atheists that do. Do I think the Christian God is real?
Hmm.
No, I would be shocked. But I don't really make statements of certainty all that much. That's more on their
Mhm.
side. Like God is going to do this. You're going to burn. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know.
God doesn't like that. He told
Yeah.
me at breakfast.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like you claim to know the mind of the creator of everything.
Yeah.
I'm the arrogant one. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You know his
Yeah.
desires, his thoughts, his wants.
Yeah.
Now, once you came out of the church and you actually read the Bible and whatnot, did you ever study its origins or anything? Go back in its history, the peoples, and all that,
Not really.
or did you just stick to?
Yeah, I didn't really. I don't know. I mean, I guess a lot of people do that. I just thought it doesn't really matter that much
Hmm.
anymore, so I didn't really see the point. I mean, it probably wouldn't be the worst thing to get more educated on that stuff, but I'm like, I just don't think that it really matters, you know. And then you start learning things about the authors of the Gospels, kind of really being unknown, not meeting Jesus most likely, or not. Those books are not written while Jesus was even alive. It's like decades
Yeah.
later and stuff, and you're like, man, it just starts making less and less sense. And then Paul, who wrote the majority of the New Testament, never met Jesus,
No,
unless you count his own words, his own experience. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it's just wild when you really think about it. Like that's their cornerstone. That's what they're basing everything on. Is
Yeah.
a lot of the teachings of this dude who never met Jesus at all.
Yeah.
not once.
That's
Didn't even
wild.
go see him in concert.
Then,
Wow.
yeah, he probably had
Lame.
like his CDs or something. You know, Jesus on CD or cassette. I don't know what they had back
Vinyl or
then. Vinyl,
goat?
maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, 8
I
track.
have him on goat.
Yeah.
Kevin, do you have any
There's-
siblings?
Ooh,
If
that's a
so,
good
what's
question.
their spiritual standings now? And have you influenced them to worship Satan yet?
That's a good
Add on to
great
that.
question.
Sorry, Stacey.
I have a brother who's 5 years older than me, who is a very devout Christian.
Oh.
He has said things like, "If we came from monkeys, why are there still monkeys?" He
Ooh, that's
makes
a good
those
one.
kind of statements, you know.
Oh, that's a good one.
But
Did you
he's
correct him
very-
though?
No.
Oh.
I don't really talk religion with him.
Hmm.
I don't think he said that directly to me. He said that on a post or something. And I was
Okay.
like, it's not worth my time.
Yeah.
But my sister, she was in church with me for a long time, and I don't really know what she believes now. She's kind of into astrology. I think she's spiritual. I think she believes there might be something else out there or something, but she definitely is not a Christian anymore. But my brother definitely is. He might actually be surprised to know that I'm not. I don't know. I've literally never talked to him about it. Ever.
Oh, wow. He doesn't know that you run these big platforms on social
Hasn't seen you
media.
on TikTok?
My family doesn't know. My sister knows.
Hmm.
I think that's probably the only family that knows about Jesus Unfollow or anything. Is my sister.
Wow.
That's awesome. Hey, you know, it is what it is. Like, same. My parents don't really know. Just my little brother.
I'm kind of at the
one
point
person
now.
I
It's
can
like
talk to.
if they find it, they find it. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Mhm.
But
It's tough.
I'm not like
Tough.
advertising it. Like, hey, do you see my new atheist content, Mom?
Here's my newest video, Mom. You didn't like it today. Why didn't you like my video, Mom?
I know, Mom. Yeah, but yeah, I've never spoken to my brother about it.
Interesting.
My sister, she actually came on my YouTube channel a couple of years ago, and we talked about it a little bit. Yeah,
That's cool.
That is cool.
That's nice that you
Yeah,
have that relationship.
I used to be a lot more active on YouTube than I have been in the past year, but I'm planning to get back to making regular content again.
From what I hear, you're going to start doing all that again.
Yes, I'm going to try to
Yes.
make the rounds.
Your goal for 2023, hopefully.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 2023, do more. That's the motto in this household for this year. Do more.
Boom.
Yeah. Can't undo.
So,
Yeah, man. I miss it. Like, I don't believe in like having a purpose really, but it feels like more of a purpose than anything else I've done. Like that's what I've been saying recently is like I don't feel this like predestined thing, but it's like it feels right. It feels right doing this because as much as you get haters and people saying you don't know what you're talking about or that you were never really a Christian at all,
yes.
and, you know all the common things that we hear. You get people who know that, you know, it's possible to believe something and then stop believing that thing. That's a real thing that people seem to think can't happen for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Unless that person's converting from a different religion to theirs, then they're like, of course beliefs can change, you know, like, you know, which is pretty wild. Double standard.
Oh, none of that. They don't have any of that going on.
Yeah.
Dean Kruger, sometimes the relationships are more important than dying on that hill. So true, Dean. So true.
You got to pick your battles, you know.
Pick your battles, man.
Pick your battles.
Yeah. It's another good motto for sure.
People say like don't talk about religion and politics or whatever. I guess for a lot of the times that's if you want to keep the waters calm or whatever, that's probably pretty good because it's not like you're going to change minds most of the time. But exactly.
Man. Yeah, like the whole Bill Pullman thing. I will not go quietly into the night. I love that. Oh, best presidential speech ever. Oh, good stuff.
Yeah. So you said your girlfriend's in the chat right now. Okay. So so you were married and then you had a girlfriend who was Seventh-day Adventist. Your girlfriend, her name is Apostate Kate in the chat.
Cat. Yeah.
But it's apostate. So does she have a history?
Oh, she's got a story for sure.
Well, not that you need to like if it's her own story, but do you guys have a common ground as far as leaving? So
we met on TikTok.
Oh.
You know, yeah.
Well, that's
she's an atheist, former Jehovah's Witness and former Muslim too. So she's got a wild story for sure. Yeah.
So well that's
has she been on Neil?
No.
Oh.
Well, that might be fun.
She's got a way better story than mine, that's for sure. It's
well, maybe we need to have Apostate Cat on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see.
Hear her story.
Do it.
Yeah.
She might do it.
That'd be cool. So obviously things are good then for the relationship wise.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, she's here. She's supportive.
Good. I'm glad.
She's atheist. Not. She's not gonna try to make me go to church on Saturdays. So,
no.
You know,
perfect.
We like
that's
that.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Do you have any plans for the future? Anything coming up besides the YouTube and whatnot? Are you gonna start a book, a podcast, or something different?
I've thought about. I would love to do a book that is like just mostly screenshots and my sarcastic replies to people, and it's just like pages and pages of like just retorts, right? So
That'd
it's like
fun.
if you want to know what to say when somebody says this,
Yeah.
you go, you know.
Highlight page 50 right there. I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that would just be
great
something silly, you know, but I think that could be kind of fun.
I think that would be a really good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. The more atheist voices out there, man, book anything, something a little fun like that to help people through their day.
Yeah,
great idea.
Yeah.
Help people respond better, more articulate.
Yeah, I think the main thing for this year is just getting back to being more consistent with it. I miss making YouTube videos, even though they are work for sure, as you guys know. I miss doing like a little bit of podcasting and making more Instagram, TikTok content. Just being a social media whore, just on all the platforms, you know, just whoring myself out there.
Like.
Exactly. More screen time.
Right?
Yeah.
Get your face out there, man. Do you have a favorite Christian argument?
I don't know. I think no.
Worst. Let's go worst. What's the worst Christian argument?
It's cliche, but probably Pascal's wager, because it comes from a place of like, I had a church mate of mine say that to me one time in the truck. He was saying like how he had this conversation with a non-believer, and it's like, you know, I would rather believe it and, you know, just in case and be wrong than not believe it and be wrong. Like, it's that simple. Like, it's so A and B. Like, it's that's such a false dichotomy of like, it's either that God or no God. Like, there's literally no other possibilities that it could be.
Right.
And it's
it
like,
only works for that God though.
And by saying that, aren't you sort of like admitting a little bit of doubt? Like, if I'm wrong, then it's like, you know, to me, it always felt that way. Like, so you're saying you could be wrong then? You know, how strong is that faith?
Right. Let's dive into that. That's my favorite. Next topic.
Yeah.
That's so weird. You can't fake believe. You cannot fake believe. You know, a lot of Christians think you can, though. It's really weird. Just believe, just pretend, you know, at least you go to heaven. And why would you want to go to heaven anyways? Have you heard that thing described?
It sounds, you don't think it sounds great to be there for thousands and thousands and thousands of years gathered around the throne singing worship?
So much gold too. Everywhere, even the damn streets. I can't. I cannot. I just be so horrible. Did someone already ask what his favorite dinosaur is? No, we didn't.
We
great
haven't.
question. What is your favorite dinosaur?
I'll say Triceratops, but that's just paying homage to The Office, where Jim says that his dad bought him a toy Triceratops, and then Dwight says, "You know what's even better than Triceratops? Every other dinosaur that ever existed." So,
Perfect.
I'll say Triceratops.
I love that show.
One of those great shows you just put on, fall asleep to, all that. Yeah, good stuff.
And then if you want to meet the person who can quote that show the best, that would be Apostate Cat. I think she could beat anybody on the planet when it comes to quoting that show. Yeah.
Nice.
So you guys must watch that a lot together.
We do.
Yeah. Perfect. Awesome.
Good one. Good moral values in there too.
Yeah.
Michael's a great character. Try and emulate him as much as I can.
Oh yeah. That's the dream. He's the role model.
Totally. Oh, you want to be HR, man? That's the guy. Follow right there. So, what do you think the worst atheist argument is?
The worst atheist argument.
Big question. Sorry.
I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what
I'm trying to think.
How would answer that question.
Do you have one, Michael?
I did, and then I forgot it.
Oh,
I was hoping like he'd come up with something. I'm like, that's what.
Yeah, that's the one.
I totally had
I'll
it
tell you
earlier.
one thing. I'll tell you
That's why I
something
write everything down.
that I
Yeah.
hate that
Yeah.
some atheists say.
Okay.
I hate when atheists say that religion is a mental illness. I think that is
Ooh,
a very
there's a good one.
stupid thing to say
Mm.
Okay.
because it's way more complex than that. It's for one that's like people really do have mental illnesses, so it's kind of insensitive to say that.
That's
And
true.
also, like, religious beliefs aren't all the same. There are religious beliefs that are a lot less harmful than the Abrahamic God religions, you know? So just putting something under that umbrella of
Right.
religion is a mental illness. I hate that. I hate when people say that. Personally.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Nice job.
That
Great
makes
answer.
sense. Yeah.
I don't know if everybody else feels that way, but that's how I feel. When I see that, I'm just like, I can't stand behind that, you know?
Yeah. No, I like
Yeah,
that
no.
answer.
I heard someone talking about my family. Purple rhymes with orange. I'm not sure.
Hi.
Sorry,
related-
purple.
Are you related to Michael Scott? Because if so, then yeah, we might have been.
Maybe.
Another quick question before we close her out here. I wanted to know, at what age did you start hating Jesus?
Oh, probably about 30. Yeah.
Love it. I
Oh.
love it. He just died.
Yay, you gave an answer.
Didn't skip a beat. Awesome.
Some people they're like, I don't hate him. No.
Yeah.
Do you actually have to? Do you really?
Deep hatred around age 30. Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's so funny. What a great question to ask at the same time then.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, go ahead and tell us where we can find all your stuff. Every little bit of it.
I'm at Jesus Unfollower on every platform. So Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere is at Jesus Unfollower. Jesus Unfollower on YouTube. JesusUnfollower.com. You can find all my stuff there too.
Can we get a hat?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool hat, man.
I like that hat a lot.
JesusUnfollower.com.
Yeah,
And then
buy the
click
merch.
on the merch. You can get the hat.
I want one.
That's awesome, man. Did you?
Baphomet has this hat. He's worn it before. Yeah, he bought one of these.
Sweet.
I think he was on your show pretty recently.
He was just the other day on one of our shows. Yeah. And I'm going to be on their show in
cool.
March. Yeah. They just messaged me.
I did theirs too at I think last year.
Okay.
Love show swapping.
Yeah.
So much fun. So I think I found you on Twitter once upon a time many years ago. And I think that's why you sounded so familiar. I was like, man, I know this guy from something. And it was Twitter probably from many years ago when you started doing when you were doing it. Yeah. Looking forward to Monday, February 6th. Party to raise subs for Bree. All right, Bree. Bree, is that us? What's Bree?
Bree is another. Oh, she has a channel, and we're going to raise subscriptions for her. So everyone.
That's an announcement right there.
Yes,
official.
it is. So come raise subs for Bree.
Real professional over here.
Yes.
We got our shit together. Speaking of which, Stacy, take us out in prayer.
Could you please bow your heads? Oh, he did. Yes. Okay.
Oh,
no.
I even removed the hat.
You did. I know.
Yeah.
We love to see who does it. We love to see who does it. No. Okay.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for joining us, and we just want to thank our Patreons. That's right. I was going to say subscribers, but thank you to our subscribers too.
Those two.
Thank you to our Patreons: Deneen Murphy, Dan D, Michael Wiseman, Kathy Cotton, Cindy Plaza, Sunny Shell, Aaron Coalson, and Phil Calderone. Thank you, everyone, and thank you to Keven for being here tonight. We will see you all next week. Good night, everyone.
Thanks,